here at IndyCar Media Day, Indiana Convention Center, and we are with the defending Indy 500 champ, series champ, Alex Palou. Appreciate you making some time, my friend.
My pleasure.
All right, off season as the Indy 500 champ, what was that like for you? What all were you able to do?
Busy. It was very busy. I got to do a lot of cool stuff. Like I got invited to like my first IU game. Like I got to experience a lot of stuff here in the US and also in Spain. But I've been very busy. We took the Borg Warner from the US to Spain. That was very cool. We got it to like Barcelona, my hometown, but then to Madrid as well. Like I got to do a lot of cool stuff with it. And yeah, this 500 win gave me a lot of opportunities that I didn't have before.
It's really cool. When you reflect on your 2025 season, remarkable what you were able to do. As there's been some distance from it, are you able to kind of think back and be like, wow, yeah, it's pretty cool, pretty successful season?
Yes, when I look back at the numbers of like St. Pete and this and that, I'm like, oh man, like it's pretty tough to beat a season like that. So I knew while I was living in 2025 that was being a really cool season, a pretty magical season. So I extracted everything that I could from it, but I know it's going to be tough to repeat. It's going to be really, really tough. So the focus now and the goal now is just to try and see if we can show up to St. Pete and in May and all other races with the same amount of speed and the same confidence that we had before, and try and fight for another championship and another 500.
Right, just 1 week at a time, one race at a time. That's all you can do, right? Be where your feet are. Sounds like you properly appreciated what it was turning the page now.
I did, because I was conscious of what was going. Like I was conscious that we had the best cars, the best strategies. I had confidence. We had luck here and there. Like I was conscious of what was going on.
That's awesome. What excites you most about 2026? Chasing that success. It sounds like you're never satisfied, right? You gotta one up yourself. Try to. I know it's gonna be pretty hard this year. But what excites you most about the potential 2026 brings, and just the anticipation of the season, May, all of it?
I'm very excited about May showing there as a winner for the first time. Like I've never got to experience entering the track and seeing my panel with a photo, or everybody carrying your ticket with your photo of winning. So stuff like that, it's just, I want to experience that. I've always seen other drivers doing it, and I always wanted to be that guy, that person. So I'm very excited for that.
Does winning it and knowing what comes after that make you want to win it again?
100%. 100%. It's like eating good food. Like you eat one bite, and it's not that you're like, oh, you know what? Now that I got a taste, it's fine. No, you are like, man, I'm gonna destroy this plate. So it's the same with winning the 500. You just take a taste, and you need more. You need to finish that plate.
No sharing.
No sharing.
No sharing.
Never.
You hear that, honey? Okay. So one word to describe what 2026 you hope it to be. One word.
I hope it's a happy year.
Happy year.
Yeah.
That's not a bad answer. How was the Indiana football game, by the way? How
That was
the
great.
Hoosiers?
Amazing. What an amazing year. I mean, they are the second team, right, in history to go undefeated.
To go 16-0 since the 1800s, Yale.
There you go.
And I think they were playing plumbers and stuff.
So, I mean, yeah, pretty incredible. Like, yeah, hopefully they do it again next year.
We'll see, and hopefully you do it again next year.
I hope
Appreciate
so.
your time. Alex
Thank you.
Palou, defending Indy 500 champ. See if you can repeat. Welcome back to IndyCar Media Day here at the Indiana Convention Center. This man beside me in the Papaya Pato Award. Appreciate you making some time. All right, we're about to embark on a new season.
We are sailing on.
That's right. How was your off season?
It was a lot shorter than I would have liked, but I find myself making stupid decisions when I don't have things to do.
Okay.
So
idle hands, idle mind.
I'm happy that I'm busy again.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was the highlight of the off season?
My highlight, spending time with my family is always really nice.
Yeah.
I went to the beach, but I wasn't able to enjoy the sun so much. I had this allergy, and I couldn't really go out in the sun.
Oh no.
So my vacation kind of it didn't get cut short, but it also didn't really. I couldn't really enjoy it as much as I was looking forward to it. But anyways, can't have it all the time.
That's right. 2026 season. What are we most looking forward to?
I want to finish every lap.
That's a good goal.
A new opportunity at the Indy 500.
Yeah.
Bound to make it the best. You know. Another opportunity in the championship, winning races. But I think there's too many things to look forward to. I can't just pick one.
Got to go week by week.
Yeah, take it day by day, man.
Yeah.
Live in the present. Don't live in the future.
You are mature now.
Yeah.
What's up with this?
I mean, it's probably all those highs and lows, you know, whenever you obviously need to find a way to digest them, you know, and then you really quickly realize that it's all part of the game.
It's all part of it. On that, when you digest the 2025 season, is there a word to describe your season?
I mean, definitely a step forward, you know, and I mean, I strive for that. It doesn't matter if it's a small step or a big step.
Yeah.
I do believe that just always continuing forward, never looking back and not wanting to go left or right. You know, you want to just keep going and moving forward. So I think that just sets the trend into 26, doesn't necessarily make it change, if that makes sense.
What is the anticipation like, not only just to get going, but for May?
Oh, man. I mean, the whole city, the whole nation embraces the Indy 500, you know, and for me is all about maintaining a cool mind, that knowing it's not going to be a smooth month all the time. There's going to be challenges. There's going to be things that you're going to have to juggle. They're going to be thrown at you when you don't want them thrown at you.
Yeah.
But I'm ready for that, man.
Just getting through the month is a challenge.
I know, just
itself, right?
Yeah, just not going spiraling out of control is a challenge.
Okay, for Arrow McLaren, just in this upcoming season, what's kind of maybe a focus or a tweak this offseason for yourself individually, but for the team as well, to kind of propel? You said a step forward a year ago, and now here we are.
Performance-wise, I think street courses are something that we need to get better. Okay. And I would say just maintaining that approach and or performance where we have been very good, not necessarily changing it too much, but just adding on to what we know we need to make better.
Okay. Anything else you'd want your fans to know ahead of this season? I know a lot of people are excited.
Man, see you guys very, very soon. It's coming at us fast, and cheer for number 5.
Fast and Furious. Appreciate your time.
Yeah,
Pato
no
Award
worries.
of Arrow McLaren on the doorstep of the Indy 500. We just know it. We'll be back with more from IndyCar Media Day. Back here at IndyCar Media Days. This man beside me, Kyle Kirkwood of Andretti. Appreciate you making some time. Sir, I'm fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's IndyCar season, so I'm happy.
We're happy too. Okay, when you have had some time this offseason to reflect on a year ago, solid year for you and for Andretti as well. What comes to mind when you kind of summarize your 2025 season?
Yeah, it was reasonable, right? 4th in championship. We're constantly progressing as a team, as a driver myself. Everything's kind of looking in the right direction, right? Those 3 wins were pretty big, second most wins on the season. There's some pretty big stats in there, right? But we also had some things that we can work on. So, you know, we focus. We don't dwell in all the. Of course, it's good to soak in the wins that you get, but you don't dwell in them. So you accept them, you celebrate them, but then you move on and you try and work on your weaknesses, and that's exactly what we've done in this offseason, and we hope to produce something even greater this season.
Yeah. How much are you looking forward to 2026?
Very much so. It's been a long time off, as everyone knows that are IndyCar fans. We have 5 or 6 month breaks, so it's going to be great to be back on track once again. We kick it off in St. Petersburg, and then it's a bunch of races right away, right? So we have 3, 4, 5 races in 6 weeks, which is going to be great for our viewership, great for our fans, great for us as drivers, great for the teams, everything. So we're very excited for the season.
Yeah, leads right up to Indy.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what's the anticipation level just for the season you mentioned, but for May as well? I know that begins early, right?
Obviously, May is its own animal.
Yeah.
We all love it. It's its own championship outside of what we do for the other 16 races of the year. So we're excited for May. we've done a lot of work on that track specifically, so in which we always have to do because 350,000 people show up to that racetrack, and we got to produce some good shows for them. And we look forward to it every single season. I think we've got some big things happening for us as a team, some new additions, new driver lineup, right? And we were fast last year. I mean, Marcus finished second last year, and I think we finished sixth or seventh. So we're going to be very close.
Yeah, you mentioned the new addition. We just got done talking to Will Power. What's it been like having him as a teammate now? A world of experience, right?
Yeah.
Accomplished a lot. Great tenure with Penske, now part of Andretti.
Yeah, he's an incredible addition to our program, right? He comes from a racing background of just wins, championships, Indy 500 win. And then that whole background of the organization that he was previously with just has so much knowledge, especially at a place like Indianapolis. So just being able to pick his brain about things, understand what they always thought about stuff is very interesting. And we look forward to having him on board and continue to work with him. It's only been a short period now that we've been able to work with him, but some interesting things have come out of it.
Yeah, between you, him, and Marcus Ericsson. It's a solid team.
Yeah.
We got going on.
Yeah, we do, especially for the 500, right? A lot of things to look forward to.
Okay, when I asked him one word to describe what he wants 2026 to be, he said epic. What do you say for Andretti, for yourself?
Successful.
Successful.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty good word to describe any team, right?
Yeah.
Kyle Kirkwood of Andretti, appreciate your time,
thank you.
man. See how he and Andretti does. New additions all around. Welcome back to IndyCar Media Day. Sitting here with Felix Rosenquist of Meyer Shank Racing. How are you, sir?
Good, how are you?
Okay, big news this offseason, I hear.
Yes.
Please take it away. What we got going on?
Becoming a dad.
Yeah.
Girl
you
dad.
said due in May?
Yep.
How's that going to work? Late May, I hope? Maybe?
Mid-May.
Mid-May.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's going to be a lot to juggle.
Fast Friday, or fast Thursday,
Okay.
technically. Yeah. All the days are fast in May.
Are you at all nervous about how that might shake out? You have a plan in place?
It's so crazy that you just kind of like roll with it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be fine. You know, we're in town.
Right.
So my wife will be here, I'll be here. Worst case, you know, if I have time to go there, it'll be like 20 minutes away. So
Right.
We'll figure it out. And worst case, if I'm not there, that's might be one of the few backsides of being an athlete, but I think that's a fair price to pay. So we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Maybe it'll take your mind off the craziness of May, and you'll be the most relaxed you've ever been.
I think there's more truth to that than you might think. I think it's good to have a little distance from it when you go home in the evening to not be fully consumed by the race all the time. You need a little breather as well,
Right.
but I'm not sure if it's going to be a breather becoming a dad. But yeah, no, I feel good about it.
Good. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome. All right, what are we most looking forward to for the 2026 season coming up?
Just competing again. I feel like these off seasons are so long. Just a hunger to be out there and, you know, throwing down laps, see where you stand against the best. That's what always excites me every off season. It hasn't really changed. I think it's just going to be one of those years where the field is tighter than ever. Mm-hmm. The regulation hasn't changed, so everyone's just pretty much having the same shot at it, but with more knowledge, more experience. So, yeah, tough year coming up for sure.
Yeah. What's that anticipation like, not only for the season, but for the month of May as well? It seems like it ramps up every year.
It does. It starts now pretty much, and you don't stop thinking about it. But I love it. I've learned to, you know, it's my 8th time now, and I've learned how to kind of manage it mentally and how to also enjoy it, which is important. You know, it's a luxury to be part of that event, and I try to really have fun with it and yeah, just take it as it comes and not get too overexcited.
One day at a time.
One day at a time.
Just like being a dad out here.
Exactly.
Okay, there you go. That's Felix Rosenquist of Meyer Shank Racing.
Thank you,
Appreciate
man.
you. Congratulations again. Girl dad
Oh, yeah.
coming up here in 2026. We'll see him at the 2026 110th running of the Indianapolis 500. Back here at Indiana Convention Center for IndyCar Media Day, Marcus Ericsson of Andretti beside me. How are you, sir?
Very good. Thanks for having me.
All right, season's almost upon us, but highlight of the off season, please take it away. What do we have going on?
Yeah, I got married back in September with my beautiful wife Iris. So we had a great wedding down in Italy, and family, friends, perfect weather. Couldn't be better.
Oh my gosh, that sounds incredible. Well,
It was.
congratulations.
Thank
That's
you,
awesome.
thank you.
Outside of that, pretty big deal. How was the off season for you? Feeling recharged?
I do, yeah. It's been pretty busy actually. It's been a lot of traveling, from Indy to Europe, and I've done quite a bit of racing as well in like GT3 races in Malaysia, here in Daytona 24 hours. So it's been a fun off season, but I'm ready to get into 2026 IndyCar season now.
Yeah. What is that anticipation like? I mean, you got a new teammate. Everyone I've spoken with on your team says you guys are trending in the right direction. Really excited about the potential, for this upcoming season for May. What's that anticipation like for you?
No, I'm super excited. It's really cool to get to know Will a bit better and see him work up close. He's one of the legends of the sport and one of the fastest ever to drive in IndyCar. So to be able to work with him is going to be huge for me personally, but also I think for the team. So we got a stoked lineup there with. Or stacked lineup, I should say, with me, Kyle, and Will. It's a really strong lineup, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, Kyle's on the outside looking in. You got 2 Indy 500 champs. Is he next? I mean,
he can be next. Kyle is extremely good driver, and he's going to be in the mix for sure.
Yeah. What do you think positions your team for success this upcoming season?
I mean, it's got to be the 3 drivers gelling, working well together. We have a new team, boss in Ron Ruskowski coming in from Penske as well. So he's going to be, leading the way as well. So I think if we all gel together, work hard together with all the other talented people at Andretti, it's the recipe for a very, very good year.
All right. Well, hey, congratulations on getting married. Best of luck
Appreciate
to you. That is 2022 Indy 500 champ Marcus Ericsson. We'll see what Andretti has in store for 2026. Welcome to IndyCar Media Day here at the Indiana Convention Center. This man beside me, 2018 Indy 500 champ, 2-time series champ, Will Power with Andretti. That's a new introduction that we haven't been able to do.
Yes.
Andretti rather than Penske. So I guess first things first, talk to us about that transition, what it's been like joining up, getting to know the new guys, and just kind of a new venture for you.
It's been actually very nice, obviously a big transition, 17 years with Penske, and then had to get a place up here, getting to know everyone at the shop, driving the car for the first time, which was really handy for us to have a direction on some things to work on before we go down to Phoenix for the open test. I've really enjoyed it, really enjoyed speaking to the engineers. Obviously I haven't been in the one place, so there's a lot of stuff to take in, a lot of information, and very impressed so far.
Yeah. How would you describe your tenure with Penske? You spent a long time there.
Yeah.
Accomplished a lot.
I had a fantastic career at Penske. I'm very grateful for that. 2 championships in Indy 500, a lot of wins, poles, great team. I knew in my gut it was the right time to do something different, and very much looking forward to it. I think the potential at Andretti is very big, very big. I really feel like they'll be the best team in the next 3 years. So it's good stuff.
Yeah, a lot to look forward to.
Yeah.
What does Will Power focus on? What's top of mind in the off season, getting ready for another IndyCar season?
Yeah, I mean, the off seasons is, the typical stuff. You really got to get in good shape, get ready, to physically deal with the car. Doing some simulator stuff, go back to Australia, always go back and see the family back there. And it's kind of a late start as far as being able to interact with the team. I wasn't allowed to go there. I was literally there on January 2nd, making a seat. So
Really?
As soon as I was allowed, then we were testing a few days later.
That's awesome. So you obviously have the excitement, potential with the new team, and that anticipation is fun, right? And you finally get kind of ingrained. But what is the anticipation like for another season? I mean, you've kind of gotten your off-season down pat. You know what you need to do to get ready for one. But like for May, for the start of a new season, happier pursuits, what's the anticipation level like?
I am actually very anxious to see where do we stack up, feel the car on a road course, be there with all the competition. St. Pete will be really interesting. It will, for my perspective, to see how the whole team operates over a race weekend. So that'll be the first time. What are the pit stops like? What is the strategy like? I mean, it's crazy for a series that ultimately has a spec car, different and important it is, in car preparation, pit stops, strategies, how it's run. Like, it makes a huge difference. So that will be interesting for me.
Yeah. What's one word to describe what you want 2026 to be for you?
Epic.
Epic. I like that. That's a good one. Awesome. Hey, thanks so much for your time.
got it,
Willpower
man. Thank you.
of Andretti. We'll see how he does with a new team this season. Back here at Indiana Convention Center for IndyCar Media Day. This man beside me, Ryan Hunter-Reay. Appreciate you making some time. 2014 Indy 500 champ. All right, new digs. Papaya, how are we feeling about the team? What's it been like joining forces there?
I'm psyched, absolutely. Coming off of the close call last year to really having a shot at fighting for the win there. Just joining Arrow McLaren it's a special group. They're really doing everything right at the moment. Their improvement, their trajectory has been incredible. Over the past couple seasons, and really just the atmosphere in the team is so impressive. Yeah. They're absolutely focused 120% on winning this race, on winning the 500. So, and I want to do everything I can to contribute to that. To make a difference and be a difference, a difference maker, a game changer, whatever you want to call it. But really, what I want is just to be in that fight at the end of the race to have a shot at it.
Yeah, you kind of mentioned being in the mix last year. Really impressive showing, especially with all that happened leading up to the race.
Yeah.
Like, what can you take us through that 24-hour stretch? Now that you've been able to kind of digest it, remove yourself from it, that was pretty crazy what you had to endure there.
Yeah, I've never been so exhausted going into a race. We were just, obviously, carb day, car catches fire. Our primary that the team's been working on for so many months, and so much effort has gone into that car. And they're all different. They're all unique. People see them and it looks like, oh, those are all the same. But no, they're all their own hand-built machine. Right. And to have to reset and go to a pit practice backup car, basically, roll it out there. We were working the day. We're working through the night. Guys were up like 2 days and just did a phenomenal job. And then to go out and be underdogs like that and actually have a shot at winning it, coming up short just at the end like that. Right. On fuel, just a couple tenths of a gallon, basically, miscalculation, was heartbreaking. Yeah. So I have a settle to score there for sure.
Yeah. How does that fuel you moving forward with a team like Arrow McLaren, hell bent on winning, you say, and then to have the chance after last year, that desire to win, desire for May?
Absolutely. I mean, I know so many folks within that team as well at McLaren. The team managers and things like that are guys that I used to work with at Andretti and Ganassi, and then Tony Kanaan, who was my teammate, right, and really good friend. Now he's doing an amazing job, calling shots there, and it's a great time to be a part of it. It was the right timing on all fronts, and I'm ready to roll.
Yeah, what's it like seeing him in that role? Because they kind of interesting.
It's amazing because I'd only known him as the driver, right? I'd only known him as my teammate, and I'd only known him as my friend, the driver. So to see him, calling shots in the office the first time, it was awesome. Pretty cool.
Yeah. One word to describe what you hope 2026 to be for you.
Reaching one word.
Or a thought. I'll give you a couple. I'll give you some leeway.
I'll go with a phrase.
Okay.
Reaching maximum potential.
Boom. Reaching maximum potential. All right, that's Ryan Hunter-Reay, 2014 Indy 500 champ. Appreciate your time.
Thank
Best
you.
of luck to you. Looks great, Papaya. We'll be back here with more from IndyCar Media Days. Back here at IndyCar Media Day, sitting beside me, Alexander Rossi of Ed Carpenter Racing. How are you, sir?
Good to see you.
Appreciate you making some time. 100th running of the Indianapolis 500 champ. Is it weird that was 10 years ago?
I have been reminded of that all day.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
It just clicked in my head just now. Sorry, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, it's surreal in the sense that just like time doesn't stop. Mm-hmm. They write about that.
It's true.
It is a saying. Time stands for no one. So, what better time than a decade anniversary than to go get your second one?
Why not?
Right? That's what I've been waiting for this whole time.
That's right. That's right. First it was a sellout.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
What have you learned most about yourself as a driver in those 10 years since you won the Indianapolis 500?
That's a long list, but I would say the importance of, I think, relationships, right? When you start out in the sport and you're a kid, it's all about driving a machine as fast as you possibly can, right? And then it's about learning how to set up a car, right? The vehicle dynamics of it and what all that does, and looking at data and learning from data and all that sort of thing. And then as you get to the highest levels, right? If you look at a year, you're probably in the car out of 365 days, you're in the car, 35, 40 days maybe? And the rest of the time is you're still employed to be an IndyCar driver, but you're out of the car, right? And so what does that look like? And it's a lot of working and building a team around you and having people that want to go the extra mile and put in the extra effort because you're trying to lead by example and motivate people in that way. So I think that's what you learn is that, and I was having a conversation with Scott Dixon about this last year, and he said something very interesting to me. He was like, I view driving, I drive the race car for free, and I get paid to do everything else, right? Because that's what ultimately we love. Like that. You love racing, you love driving, and that's what you're passionate about, but there's so much more to the job than just that.
It's all the preparation.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's really interesting perspective. Very introspective
from
you there. So looking ahead to 2026 season, what most excites you? What are you most looking forward to?
I think that the team is on a rapid, growth curve. There was obviously a change of ownership going into the 2025 season, and with that came a lot of opportunity and a lot of potential that maybe the team hadn't necessarily had before. And while that's all great, that doesn't just immediately take effect overnight. Building structure and building parts and R&D and building tools and software and everything to improve your preparation going into an event, and in an event how you make changes overnight and that sort of thing. That doesn't just, because you have the resource now, it doesn't just come online, right? So if you look at the last third of 2025, there was a pretty big uptick in both cars, and the results obviously culminated by Christian's win in Milwaukee, and that was, things were starting to trickle down the pipeline. And so now you have that plus a whole 6-month off season. Some new hires have come on board, and really just the excitement and the energy in the team is at an all-time high, right? And it's really cool to be a part of, and we're very optimistic and bullish, frankly, about what we can accomplish this year.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. Hope springs eternal.
Yes,
as we move
absolutely.
ahead. What was the highlight of your off season?
Well, my son started crawling.
Yeah.
If now we could get him to sleep through the whole night, that I think would be my greatest accomplishment. But no, it's
tell me the secret.
Right. No, it's cool. This is the first off season where I've had something to keep me busy. Usually the IndyCar off season is dreadful because it's just 6 months of doing nothing, and I've been plenty busy. So.
That's good stuff. Yeah. Felix is due.
It's coming up in May. Yeah, good luck with that,
Similar to
pal.
you. Did I hear that right? He was born in May?
Mm-hmm.
Was that weird with everything
terrible,
going on?
Terrible.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
he
awesome.
doesn't seem worried about it. So.
Well, he is naive.
Doesn't know what he doesn't know.
He doesn't know what he doesn't know, even though I've told him everything. Let me tell you, it's hard, but you deal with it. And it's, Emil, his wife, is fantastic. My wife, Kelly, was fantastic. Everyone will be just fine.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you in the 2026
Thank
season.
you.
Thanks
Appreciate
for
it.
making some time for us. Alexander Rossi. We'll see him in May. Welcome inside IndyCar Media Day at the Indiana Convention Center. Graham Rahal, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. Good, thank you.
Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you. All right, about ready to kick off another season here of IndyCar. First of all, how was your off season? Highlights of the off season.
Off season was good. Always busy for me. I mean, there's no really off necessarily with all the things I've got going on, but it was good. I've got no complaints. The team had we were able to obviously get Mick on board. We got, some new people on board. I think overall very excited. A lot of our sponsors are back, so no concerns there. But yeah, I mean overall definitely I'm hoping for a great year ahead.
Yeah, you college football guy? You're a college football
Of course, yeah.
What did you think of the Hoosiers and the run and everything?
I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
What I found it fascinating, which I didn't do, but I found fascinating that people ignored the Hoosiers even in the last game. We're like, oh no, Miami's going to win by, and I'm like, man, like, are you guys just not watching the same game or what? So, and I'm a Buckeye, right? So I went to the Big Ten championship game, and that's where they went head to head, and that's where I thought arguably whoever came out of that game on top would win the national championship. And so it was a tough, obviously for us in the end, it was a tough game to miss a field goal, 20-yard field goal. I think you and I could make that one. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. And I'm super happy for everybody here. I mean, 60, 70 years or whatever of abuse, you deserve to get one. I know you're a Domer, right? So,
yeah,
but still, you got to
go there.
It's good.
It was a fantastic run.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about how everyone counted them out to the very last minute, waiting for the other shoe to drop, and it just never did.
Signetti's a killer, man, and I love the guy.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay, so Bob Knight was the general. They're saying Signetti's the commander. What do you think about that? You like that?
Yeah, I mean, right now I would say Bob Knight's, in Indiana lore still above, but not much.
Oh, yeah.
Not much, though.
You can take Indiana football to a national championship. Anyway, we can talk football all day. At this point in your career, how do you kind of make your off-season super efficient, and have you kind of crafted things that you focus on to not overthink it or kind of get ready? And
well, first off, there's no efficiency when you got 3 young kids and everything else at all. But the reality is for me, I kind of know where I need to be. I know where my body needs to be. I'd like to be, sort of at my minimum weight. I'd like to be, physically able to deal with heat, because while it's cold up here right now, when we get to St. Pete, that's not going to, or at least traditionally has not been the case. It's always a heater when we get down there. So, those are things that are important, and get my weight where I need to be. My head clear, mentally clear, and then the body feeling good. I get my back feeling good. My shoulder, ailments I've had in the past, try to get things to a pretty good comfort zone so that, when we get down there, we're ready to roll.
Yeah. What are you most looking forward to here in 2026? What can we expect?
Just got to get up front.
Yeah.
And I think that we will. Mm-hmm. But for me to get back on the podium, obviously I'd love to win, but, baby steps first. But I really want to get back there. It's not normal for me not to have a podium in a season. It's been years, and last year, kind of burnt in that regard. So I want to fix that.
No question. Do you like where the sport is right now?
In parts, yeah. I mean, I definitely think sport's headed down a decent path. I think the marketing side, we got to keep getting better each and every day. But I do think Fox is continuing to push that, and we'll ride their coattails. I mean, they're any of the big, media company, channels, right? They're all media companies in essence, and so they're marketing companies, and I think what they've done has been phenomenal. We just got to keep going with it.
Absolutely. All right, one word to describe Graham Ray Hall 2026 season.
I would say intensity. Okay. I've had enough of the, enough of the floundering around that we've been having as an organization. We need to be intense. We need to, focus on each every race. We need to be at our best.
Awesome. Good deal. Graham Ray Hall, appreciate your time as
Thank
always.
You.
Good luck this season. We'll be back with many more drivers here at IndyCar Media Day. Back here at IndyCar Media Day at the Indiana Convention Center, Santino Ferrucci, AJ Foy. How you doing, man? It's good to see you.
Living the dream.
Yeah.
The day is almost over for me. It was an early start, so I'm happy to end it off on a high note with you guys, though.
Yeah, and cookies, right?
And cookies.
We're notorious for being the favorite room. Not me, but
Dave. You know what?
I read the coattails, you see.
Yeah, milk and cookies is always a great way to go. It feels like Christmas.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
So how's your off season? Good off season?
Off season's been phenomenal. A lot of cool things. I did a car rally end of September. I went to London.
Nice.
Did the Chili Bowl. Spent a couple weeks in Florida. Nice. Warm weather for the holidays. Palm Beach area. Nice. Yeah, it was wonderful. This was a wild experience. I was able to go to Mar-a-Lago with my wife's family for New Year's Eve.
No way.
And what a show. Surreal.
Yeah.
And you're sitting 2 tables down from a president,
Yeah.
an active president, regardless. It feels pretty surreal. It was a pretty once in a lifetime opportunity, I'd say.
Yeah, not a bad way to bring in the new year there.
No. So let's say we kicked off 2026 real good.
I agree. All right, so when you look back when you're reflecting on 2025 season, what comes to mind? You've been able to distance yourself from it a bit. How would you describe your 2025 season?
Honestly, it was a bit erratic. I think there were some amazing moments of greatness in that season. A couple of podiums, top fives. Indy was very, very difficult. It was a challenge. It's not something that I'd ever want to do again. That's how stressful it was. And I think that there were so many different learning curves and challenges that coming into 2026, the team and I as a whole feel ready for the challenge.
Ready to rock. Love to hear that. Like, on that, what's your anticipation like just to get going? But then kind of the runway to May. I like how the rhythm of the season goes before we get to May. What do you think about that? Just the anticipation of it all.
That's quite an interesting one, right?
Yeah.
So we have March where we have 4 races,
Right.
1 in April, and then we're in the month of May.
Boom. Yeah.
It's kind of like a heavy hammer to a nice and easy cruise. So I think our off-season preparation is key, making sure everything's set. We have a good span of 4 races.
Yeah.
Go through Long Beach. I love Long Beach.
Yeah.
And then we kick off May correctly.
Yeah.
So that's the goal. There's a lot of things that I think we still have to get completely organized, but this is the best shape the team's been in since I've been here.
Yeah.
And I think it's the best shape the team's been in a long time for preparation into a season.
That's awesome. You've been knocking on the door, man, especially in May.
It's close.
It's close. All right, one word to describe what you want 2026 season to be for you, for the team, everything.
Electric.
Electric.
Yeah.
For epic, electric, win, successful. I like electric. That's a
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah, I think there's so many things going on right now
Yeah.
that, having a solid season, having a season that people want to talk about for the right reasons is going to be a big thing. New sponsor for the entire year,
Yeah.
Homes for Our Troops. It's
Love it.
for our post 9/11 severely injured veterans, people that fight for our freedoms today. It's the 250th birthday of America.
That's right.
It's the 25-year memorial of 9/11. So there's a lot of things that I feel like we're fighting for on our car, carrying that red, white, and blue. No pressure.
Yeah, right.
But I'm very much looking forward to it. It's going to be a big year for us.
That's awesome, man. America's driver, Santino Ferrucci. Appreciate your time, man. Best of luck
Thank
to you
you.
in 2026. See if you can get it done here in Indy in May. Back here at IndyCar Media Days, here with Ed Carpenter Racing driver Christian Rasmussen. How are you, sir?
I'm good, you?
Good. All right. We're fresh off of the off season. We're going into the 2026 season. What's our mindset like?
I'm very, very excited, very excited for the year ahead. A lot of good stuff has been happening in the ECR camp over the winter. So, very excited to see what that amounts to on performance on the track once we get to St. Pete and the other races. So, everyone's very excited, myself included. The whole team has grown quite a bit over the winter. We brought in some amazing new talent, and just looking forward to see where all that can go.
Yeah, Alexander Rosser, we were talking to him yesterday, and he expressed the optimism for where you guys are trending.
For
you got
sure.
your first win last year. That had to feel good.
Yeah.
And now we're trying to carry that momentum into 2026. What gives you that hope, that optimism that you are trending in the right direction?
Yeah, I think just having a behind-the-scenes look at what's going on and the belief in the group that we have, I think definitely brings me a lot of excitement. I think that's my main one.
Yeah. What when you try to sum up 2025, what comes to mind?
Yeah, summing up 2025 for sure, Milwaukee comes to mind first. And getting my first race win in IndyCar was obviously super special, and I think we definitely just, it was a year of being on the rise. Getting better. Performance was starting to come, especially towards the end of the year. Like performances on ovals were exceptionally strong for us. first podium at St. Louis. 500 was pretty good. 6th place finish there, and yeah. So it was a year of coming together, becoming a better race car driver, and starting to reap the benefits of these results. So.
Yeah, no question. Definitely felt that way.
Yeah.
You guys were trending in the right direction. All right. What is the anticipation level like for 2026? But for the month of May, when you're here in Indy, it's hard not to think about it, right?
Yeah, no. Anticipation level for the season's obviously high, and also for the month of May. The month of May is always super special. Indianapolis is a pretty crazy place to be, especially as a race car driver in May. I keep telling people that you truly get the rock star feeling when you are walking around IMS in a fire suit in May. It's impossible to walk around the track in a fire suit without people coming up wanting autographs and whatnot, which is awesome. Can't wait to get started on that, get back on track in St. Petersburg first, and then for the 500 to follow.
Absolutely. Well, we're really looking forward to see what you guys can do. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you. Christian Rasmussen, everybody. Remember the name. Looking to add to that win list here in 2020.
That's right.
Back here at IndyCar Media Day, Stingray Robb, best name in sports right here from Juncos Hollinger Racing. How was your offseason, man?
It's good.
Excited to see you.
Yeah, it's been a bit too long since we've sat in a race car, but
Everybody's
I'm excited.
saying that.
Yeah.
The anticipation's high. There's no question
It's
about
got to come sooner rather than later. I'm ready to go.
What excites you most about this upcoming season?
I think the opportunities ahead of us are really exciting. Being second year with a team, having that continuity season to season. It's the little things that make a difference that you don't pay attention to, like how does the seat fit? Are the pedals in the right spot? Is the steering wheel in the right spot? Just those annoying little things that you don't think about. But when you show up to the track, second year in the car, second year with the team, it's the same thing you did last year. And we had a season to kind of work on things, an off season to work on things, reveal some weaknesses, work on strengths. So there's a lot of opportunity, I think, there.
How would you describe year one with the team? Like when you look back, when you reflect on 2025?
I think it was underwhelming at times. Obviously, Long Beach was a highlight for us with the top 10 finish there. My best qualifying to date, a decent run going at the Indy 500 until the incident too early on. But that's the way motorsports goes. I mean, you get kicked down and you got to get back up. Yeah. So my faith is a big part of who I am and my identity, and so I've leaned on that a lot through the different challenges of my racing career. Year one was no different. I expected year two to have a lot more highs than lows, which is good.
What's the anticipation level like, not just for the season? I know you guys are ready to get back in the car, and we're ready to get back on track as well and cover you guys. But for May, just coming up, I know that begins early for drivers, especially being here, just being around, right?
Yeah, they keep us busy until the month of May, though. Yeah. So this year it'll be interesting. I think the sort of rhythm that we find the beginning of the season leading into the month of May will be very different this year. Mm-hmm. I think that there's going to be a lot less time to kind of focus ahead on the Indy 500. Obviously, the team's doing a good job behind the scenes already, building those cars, getting everything prepped and ready to go, so that when we show up at the track, the speed's naturally there.
All right, well, good deal. Stingray Robb, best of luck to you this season. Appreciate your time. Going to be looking out for what Juncos Hollinger Racing can do here in 2026.